Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So Virgos, the first card you have is number 13, and it says the moth and eucalyptus, and it further says an ending. So the number 1, 3, and 4 are coming through strong with this. An ending, it says. It further says it's time to let go. This ending is not a punishment. It is a natural and necessary part of your growth. Just like the eucalyptus sheds its bark to reveal a new layer beneath, you are shedding what no longer serves you to reveal a stronger, truer you. Yeah, and that's what this says. Some of you might be seeing a lot of moths around you, but this, and there's eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is used for healing, it's used for decongestion. It's used for curing nasal blockages and things like that. So, well, some of you might be using that for curing nasal blockages, but the underlying thing about eucalyptus is used for healing, for therapy in a lot of ways. When we let go of the old, we make space for the new. And it takes courage to do that. But this one is for the better. This energy is asking you not to cling to what was. This is a gift to you. This ending is leading to a new beginning that you cannot imagine as yet, to Virgos. And Virgo energy for the collective is about, organizing things, perfecting things, improving things, fixing things. So I feel that you might be, thinking too much about these situations that, call for this ending. And because you want everything to be like so organized, sometimes Virgos don't do with messy endings, don't do well with messy endings. But, the process of releasing the past pattern situations is not always easy. So that's what I feel. That's where you are. It's not easy to release the past. It's not easy to release those habits. And you might be having a little bit of a struggle releasing some outmoded habit or pattern. And somehow we want to just be able to, have it a certain way. Maybe you didn't want things to end like this, whether it's jobs or, maybe it's some relation somewhere, or maybe it's, it could be anything, a pattern or habit that that put you in a familiar or comfort zone. It's not easy to let those habits go that we have, grown up with or acquired for a long, long time. So now for some of you, you might be sticking to jobs that are no longer serving you, because you want everything there to be perfected. You want, you want to leave them. You don't want to leave their projects. You want to fix everything. You want to do everything for them. But then, sometimes leaving those places without fixing everything for them might be a better choice for you. And it might lead to better opportunities that are better paying or better in other aspects. And again, with the eucalyptus, we already know that it sheds its barks. It kind of releases layer after layer, and it does that only to conserve its energy. So to conserve energy, to save the eucalyptus plant, it sheds its barks, it sheds its branches so that, new branches can come up. When the energy is in excess, that's when the leaves come up, right? When the energy is in excess, that's when the flowers come up. When the plant has energy in excess, it leads to flowering. Now, even if you see the moth, one wing is dark, one wing is light. And for the most part, every kind of moth is attracted to the light. So the light is nothing but your highest good, the higher truth, the higher self. So to reach there, you need to let go of something which is outmoded. So I'm telling you, this change which is coming about, things that you have to release, is for the better for you. Way better. It's just like when we clear, when we spring clean, it's hard for us to let go of so many things. Well, some of you might be letting go of something, maybe donating it or just making space, decluttering your space. For some of you, you might be shifting to newer areas. So you don't access the same stores, the same neighborhood, that kind of a change. For others of you, if this is regards to people around you or some kind of relationship, then maybe there is some habit or behavior that somebody has or you have in ways of dealing with relations that you're letting go of, by understanding your boundaries and expressing them. So now some of you might be just ending your careers and taking up new ones, like in a completely new way. Some of you might be sports people that are ending your careers. Maybe you're retiring. And I know a lot of sports stars that are retiring now, like some football stars that are coming back in a different way. They're coming back in a different sport, promoting different sports. So make space for the new Virgos. The next card you have, Virgo, is number 38. It says the pearl threaded, and 3, 8, and 11 are coming through strong with this energy. It further says, no experience is wasted. Every joy, every challenge, every lesson is a precious pearl. Your soul work is to find the thread of love and meaning that connects them all, creating a beautiful necklace of a life well lived. Yeah, just knowing that a pearl comes from a grain of sand, right? That's the trigger. And then it puts layers and layers of nacre to turn into a pearl. So it's that irritant, which means that something that irritated you, something that was difficult for you, something that annoyed you, is actually a gift because it's going to turn into something so precious like the pearl. For some of you, you might be looking to the past, looking at the events, how they transpired, connecting the dots, creating this necklace of a life, trying to understand the current situation, like all the past events led to where you are currently. And, from this image, the pearls are threaded together. I feel that it's about knowing how things transpire in our life. Like every moment has a reason, a purpose. And in this case, Virgos with the pearl threader, you are the pearl and you are the threader. You are the jeweler who's threading this jewel. You're both. Because you are now combining and, it's like piecing the puzzle together. You are creating this beautiful necklace of pearl. And and Virgo energy, like you're very analytical, you're very like perfecting. So I feel that you are seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing how things are now interconnected in your life. And you're seeing how whatever you're doing, whatever experiences you're having, you're seeing how it's creating that large tapestry, how it's weaving in together. So I do feel that, every experience, see that as a valuable piece in the puzzle. And when we assemble them together, we see how beautifully it completes us. So I do feel that some of you could be, connecting the pieces together at your work. Maybe you're forming like a workflow, you're having all the components, and then you're organizing all the tasks, and it comes together to create a made up, system. So some of you could be into that as well. But for the most part, I feel that you are looking back and seeing that how things have come together beautifully. They weave together to create this beautiful necklace of pearl, and even pearl itself. It's come from a grain of sand. So every challenge has taught you something. Now, some of you could be into jewelry designing or pearls or harvesting pearls. And another thing I'm picking up is like a really cute energy of some of you, like that you might, some of your, if you have little ones, if you have kids, they might be creating those necklaces, like they have those kits for kids to weave those bracelets and necklaces together. Some of your kids might be trying that up, or they even, I think kids are also fond of making pasta necklaces. So some of your kids might be doing that as well. But as a bigger picture, I feel that Virgos, you might be integrating things, like you might be having, you might have now in the present moment created a routine, which is an integration of all your past experiences, which means that, for example, you have a health routine now that that is connected to your diet, that's connected to your exercise, that's connected to your mental wellness. And you have all those practices you've integrated into a daily routine. That's for some of you. And for others of you, you might be actually connecting people, or you might be into professions like law or investigation where you're connecting the dots. This reminds me of Everything Everywhere All at Once, where Evelyn Wang, she is so overwhelmed, because her life is chaotic and it's all feeling so fragmented. And then she sees the connection between all of it. And then as she finally pieces it together, finds the common thread and the underlying meaning between all the, or connecting all those experiences. She finds that common thread. So in that way, I feel that some of you might be bringing together experiences of different areas and now applying it in a completely different domain. Like you worked in, the stores, the grocery stores, you've worked in restaurants, and now you bring together all those pieces of experiences and apply it to a job position that you currently hold. So it could be that for some of you. The next card you have, Virgo, is the King of Chalices. This is the King of Cups. Now, it's a little different image here than the traditional rider-waite. Here, this king is sitting in his boots. He's not armored by any means. He's very fancy-looking throne. He has a chalice in his hand that he's holding on to very tightly. Now, instead of being in the middle, in the middle of the ocean that the rider-waite deck has, he's sitting in a beautiful garden of roses, smelling the roses, serene environment. But we don't know what's going on inside of him. He's looking very serene. I see a smile on his face. It further says your true power is not in the control over others, but mastery over oneself. You can be the calm in the center of the storm, offering refuge and wisdom to all. And that's what I feel this energy is about for you, Virgos. You are the practical sign. You are very analytical. You like to do things for others. You like to fix things. And I feel that at this point in time, this King of Cups energy is in a brain for your already existing qualities. Because now you're not only being calm, cool, collected like a cucumber, but you're also lending a ear to hear people without being biased, without being judgmental. So I feel that you have a brilliant mind, but this energy is also giving you that depth of emotions, that wisdom, that compassion, that you understand people. You have a presence. You have a very reassuring presence at this point in time about you. The image that I'm getting is maybe like, I hope this is not you, but if somebody around you is going through a difficult time in relationships, the first thing that you would do is try to analyze what went wrong, give them the option, like here's a dating app, find a friend to whom they can hook up with, go out and things like that. But this King of Cups is telling you to just sit down with them, make them a cup of some tea and then sit there and listen to them. Just be there, be that shoulder to cry on, help them. Just your presence at this point in time is very healing to the other person who is in a challenging situation. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. Now, when I was reading psychology, I was reading a term, it's called holding space. And, truly holding space is like, being present with that person without trying to judge them, without trying to fix them, without trying to do anything at that moment or without trying to change them. That's what the King of Cups energy for you, Virgo, is. And, leading with your heart space and heart is not just an organ, that's what I read, that it's an energy center. It processes emotions. It connects us to our intuition. And I feel that you at this point in time, Virgos, even though you're ruled by Mercury, you're mastering that energy center. You're processing your emotions like a pro. You're not letting your emotions get the better of you or knock you out by any chance. Knock you over, I would say, by any chance. So, and I feel that this, you might be a therapist, you might be into medical profession is what I'm picking up on, or you could be in any profession. But for the most part, the compassion especially in when doctors go to treat, like, military or people that have been hurt in some way in some incidences, and they have to, be so compassionate. They can't be rude. They can't be harsh. You have to keep that composure and also treat them. So that requires this king of skill, the king of cups skill, because you have to stay calm because those people are panicking. So I feel that you're trying to stay calm. You're not getting overwhelmed yourself. You are providing that safe space so that people can talk it out. People can pour their heart out. And then you can listen to them peacefully, patiently, and offer them your guidance, offer them your support, your wisdom, your experience, and things like that. So some of you could actually be, into humanitarian efforts, like volunteering, maybe in some crisis situation. I don't know. I hope not. God forbid. That I'm just saying is the energy that I'm getting. So some of you could be actually practicing meditation or mindfulness, in order to kind of manage your own emotional responses is what I'm picking up, to ground and center yourself so that you are calm, you're more supportive, you're out there, your presence is healing and supportive. In Shushank Redemption, Ellie's boy, Morgan Freeman, he's the King of Cups energies, what I feel, because he's the anchor of the people in prison out there, he's so calm. He doesn't get caught up in the drama. He doesn't, he's just so calm. He observes people. He makes friends. Then people come towards him. They get drawn towards him. They make friends with him. And then he starts to dole out some advice, some wisdom that he has, and over there, he is supporting people. He's giving them the emotional support. So not only knows how to get things done, but he's also giving that hope and support to people that is much needed in the time of crisis. So he's the perfect energy of the King of Cups is what I feel. And some of you might be actually handling teens with panache. People might be coming, they might be having meltdowns, and you're offering your support, and let me like it in terms of giving them a day off or giving them the support that you can, and maybe moving them to different teams if that's what their personal situation calls for. You could be that compassionate manager as well, is what I'm picking up on. And last but not the least, Virgos, you have the card number 47. It says Sacred Pool. So the number 4, 7, and 11. 11 is coming through twice. It's coming through strong with this energy of Sacred Pool. Now, if you see in the picture, it's a beautiful, serene image. And if you see clearly, there is this water body, which is in the middle of a forest. And, there's very small ripples, very, very small ripples, not big ripples. It's a very still, there's an energy of stillness in this sacred pool. And the colors of the sky are reflected in the water. So there is a reflective energy. A founder says here, your soul knows the answer. You just need to get quiet enough to hear it. The sacred pool is always available to you. The sacred pool offers you a vital gift, permission to stop doing and simply be. Yeah, take that break, take that rest, whatever you need to recharge your energy, Virgo. I feel that right now you need to just take a pause. Go walk around, stop over-analyzing, listen to your inner voice, stop over-analyzing things, and just be. Connect with your heart space, connect with your own inner voice. I feel that once you step away from that analysis paralysis energy, Virgos, which you are always in, I feel that you will be able to get the answers sooner. From your subconscious will start speaking to you. And that's what this water body is. It's a subconscious realm. So when we look into it, we kind of, see things for what they are. We see the truth. So it's a time where you cleanse your emotions, you cleanse what's not required, you leave things what you don't like behind. And answers will become more easily available to you. And those answers are gonna be so powerful, they will change your perspective. They will change something deeply profound in you. I'm also getting a silent retreat kind of energy, like that is there in the Buddhist monasteries. A lot of people join that. That's the sacred pool I'm picking up, where people just come together and just meditate, listen to themselves and find that peace. They charge their energetic aura. So sit down and quiet and reflect on what was done, how you did it. I feel that you're processing your emotions and you're processing your emotions and you're very calm about it. You're not being overly reactive or you're not being impulsive about expressing yourself, especially especially negatively, like being mad at somebody or being angry at somebody or having, having that chaos or anxiety or fear. No, you're not in that energy. You are processing your thoughts. You are connecting with your inner voice, your inner wisdom in a very deep way, in a very meaningful way. And I do sense the calm that's coming through. And I also got it in the past energy of the pearl threaded. We got the King of Cups. They're all reinforcing the same energy of calm and center for you, Virgos. You're the over analytical sign. So I do feel that sitting in silence will do the trick for you. In offices, there's a new trend where I'm hearing about quiet rooms where people just go there to sit for a bit, to be by themselves, to regroup their thoughts, after stressful meetings and things like that. And it really helps. It buys them time. It gives that cooling off period. So I feel that some of you could be taking to those quiet rooms, or, even at home, you could be just sitting by yourself, and that will actually help you get the answers that are already in you. And Virgos, these being general messages will play out differently for each one of you. Let me know how these play out in your lives or in the environment around you, and hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.